You know, the Eiffel Tower is like a cat, it grows whiskers every winter. Now that's a sight to behold, isn't it? This iconic French marvel, standing tall in the heart of Paris, has a quirky little secret. Every winter, due to the merry dance of expansion and contraction of its iron structure with temperature changes, the Eiffel Tower grows an impressive 6 inches. So next time you're feeling a growth spurt coming on, just remember you're in good company with the Eiffel Tower. It's not just a big hunk of metal, it's a big hunk of metal with a story. So gather round, folks, and let's travel back in time to the late 19th century. The year is 1889, and France is pulling out all the stops to celebrate the 100th year anniversary of the French Revolution. And what better way to party than to host the Exposition Universelle, or World's Fair, and construct a giant tower of iron latticework as the centerpiece. Sounds like a wild time, right? Enter Gustave Eiffel, a French civil engineer who was just as dashing as he was ambitious. His company designs this colossal iron structure, and Gustave, in all his French charm, decides to name it after himself. Talk about being self-confident. But it wasn't all croissants and berets for poor Gustave. You see, when he unveiled his design for the tower, it was met with, let's just say, less than enthusiastic reviews. The critics didn't hold back. They called it everything from useless to monstrous, and even threw in a few comparisons to a giant metal asparagus. Now, I don't know about you, but I've never seen an asparagus quite that big at my grocery store. But Gustave, being the cool cucumber that he was, didn't let the haters get him down. He knew he had a vision, and he was determined to see it through. And boy, did he put in the work. The Eiffel Tower was constructed using over 18,000 individual iron pieces, held together by more than 2 million rivets. And guess what? No one died during its construction. That's right, 0 fatalities. Talk about a safety record. And so, after 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days of blood, sweat, and probably a lot of baguettes, the Eiffel Tower was completed. Standing tall at a whopping 300 meters, it was the tallest man-made structure in the world at the time. Despite the initial criticism, Gustave stuck to his guns, or should I say his iron beams, and as they say, the rest is history. So next time you look at the Eiffel Tower, remember it's not just a big hunk of metal, it's a big hunk of metal with a heck of a story. Did you know the Eiffel Tower is a radio star? Oh yes, folks, this iconic symbol of love and romance was not just built for its good looks, it had a purpose. A purpose that would make even the most seasoned radio jockeys green with envy. Picture this. The year is 1909, and the Eiffel Tower is just a 20-year-old youngster. The new kid on the block, if you will. And like any typical young adult, it's trying to find its purpose in life. But unlike most of us who spent our 20s in existential dread, the Eiffel Tower was in for a big surprise. Enter Captain Gustave Eiffel, a man with a vision. He looked at the Eiffel Tower and saw not just a tower but a giant antenna. And no, he wasn't just daydreaming, the captain was onto something. He proposed using the Eiffel Tower as a long-range radio transmission tower. Now here's the twist. The Eiffel Tower was initially intended to be a temporary structure, to be torn down after 20 years. Can you imagine? Paris without the Eiffel Tower? But thanks to Captain Ferry's brilliant idea, the tower was spared from becoming a pile of scrap metal. So the Eiffel Tower got its big break, stepping into the glamorous world of radio transmission. And let me tell you, it was a natural broadcasting military messages during World War I, and later even regular radio programs. Move over, Ryan Seacrest, there's a new host in town. The Eiffel Tower, once on the brink of destruction, became an invaluable tool for communication, playing a pivotal role in shaping the world as we know it today. It's not just a pretty face, folks, it's a radio superstar. And that, folks, is how the Eiffel Tower went from being a potential pile of scrap metal to a radio superstar. Before we go, here's a little something to impress your friends at your next trivia night. Did you know that the Eiffel Tower is quite the diva? She gets a full makeover every 7 years, and it takes a whopping 60 tons of paint to do it. That's right, 60 tons. Talk about a high-maintenance beauty. So remember, the Eiffel Tower isn't just a pretty face. It's a cat whisker-growing, radio broadcasting, high-maintenance icon of France.